Alright, so today we're working on a 2016-2017 MacBook Pro. Bad battery. You want to make sure these things get the level of battery taken down below 20% so that you don't have a fire or anything. These batteries are, I forget, this is the one where you have to supposedly take the logic board off, but you don't really have to do. You just need to loosen it enough to lift it. I will show you if that's the case here. Now, in order to get the bottom off, make sure I'm still in focus. You need one of these suction cups. You get it on the side away from the back, and you just want to give it a little oomph, and then you pull off like that. I'll put this down here. This is not the kind that you need to take the logic board off. At least I'm pretty sure. So we need our tools. I always want a scraper. Let's see what else I got here. A little better scraper. Sometimes these cards come in handy. And then as far as something to break up the adhesive, Glue Gun works as good as anything. So let's get some light on the subject first of all. And if I can't grab my tools without knocking the camera. So my name is Nick. I'm with Florida Apple Mac Pros here in Hernando County, Florida. And first, we got this little cable here. That's a sensor cable for the battery. You want to lift the little tab and pull that off. Should be zero force to do that. And there's the little thing there that you put the tab on. And then you want to take off the bolt that locks the battery in place. Once you do this, you should not have any opening auto start. You lift this up a little bit so there's no connection going. Now you're good. We have to remove the cable for the trackpad. There's a locking plate for that. Prevents that from locking there. And that just pops right off. And be careful that you don't rip it. Okay. Sometimes I fold it under like that. With a little loose because we're going to be putting pressure. We don't want to cut it. And then we got to get rid of the bolts for the battery. There's two of them. One right here has got a little paper to disguise itself. I see right through its clever disguise. There we go. And that's going to come with the new piece. Just in case it doesn't, we'll take it off this end too. There we go. And the little flapper there tells me it goes on the right end. Alright, let's see how we're loose here. So let's start ripping up the battery. You want to get a nice good grip. I try not to pour too much of this stuff on here, but it doesn't take too much, just a little bit, a little more than that, but there we go. Want a decent amount of. And this battery is completely dead, so I am not worried about any sparks or fires. You're just basically pushing through and cutting and getting the adhesive off the bottom. That's it. You're separating these adhesive strips. And we'll do this again right over here on this one. Let's get a little more on there. There we go. Maybe a little too much, but that's alright. Go. Again, we're separating the adhesive. You're gonna get some resistance, but you just gotta know that if you give something, you got a good sharp one, it's plastic, but I mean, you know, it's not that dull. Even a dull one like this will still, if you're putting the right pressure at the right angle, you're not gonna puncture it, especially when you got all this goo all over it. I want to be careful here because there's a trackpad below this. This is already loose. Look at that. Get under here. The trackpad components are protected because they're underneath. There we go. Yeah. Let me turn this around so you can see. The trackpad components are about a millimeter or two underneath. So as you're cutting through, this is why I didn't want to pour a lot of extra Goo Gone in there and get it all in there. But there should be enough residue left over on it after you do these that it should cut right through that. Pretty much. This is the battery. That's it. You're just going to repeat the process. I like to dry these off real good and try and get rid of these if I can, because the replacement battery is going to have adhesive on it. They're not going to have these kind of strips, but if you can get rid of some of these strips with a razor or a sharp thing, the more you can get rid of, the better the connection is going to be. See, these things will peel off if you get them under, and the better the connection the adhesive will be from the battery. And that's it. That's how you change the battery on a 2016-17 MacBook Pro without the touch bar. The 2016-17 MacBook Pro without a touch bar is the only one that has a removable solid state drive. There's the screws right there, and you pop that up just a hair and pull it out. Any one of these new models, MacBook Pros, if they have a touch bar, there is no hard drive. It is built in to the logic board and not upgradable. Alright, thank you.